All right, Kiana, you arrive first at Hira's. You enter through the still open door because it's been kind of an open door policy for this whole thing. You run in, like kind of look around, figure out what's going on. You don't like see anyone. Like Lula's not evident. You go to the place where literally she saw you guys, which is the party room. And Lula is there standing protectively over the unconscious body of Cressida, and there's just like a bunch of party people all looking around trying to figure out what the shit is going on. You see Everin is there, and he keeps being like, give them space, please, give them space. And then like he'll try to approach, and Lula will like kind of stomp around a little bit, and he backs up a little bit. The heap is still there. You see Davian and Athos are still there, like, watching. Athos is, like, kind of concerned, and Davian has this very, like, inscrutable expression on his face.
Where's my boy
Roy? Roy is there, like...
He was toasted before we left.
No one is right next to Cressida, but he is, like, pretty close, standing and, like, looking. He's, like, behind Everin a little bit, and keeps, every time Everin moves, he's, like, kind of, like, moves his head to get a view of the situation.
Okay.
And, you see, there's just, like, a bunch of people from the party are still hanging around, and everyone has basically turned their attention to the enormous spider they saw, like, an hour ago. And, like, it's like an hour and a half-ish ago, and all of y'all, and Cressida with her now, and then you enter. And everyone will immediately look up and says, "Oh, good heavens, Kiana, thank goodness. Are you familiar?" He pulls out a little thing and starts dabbing his forehead. Are you, you're familiar with this arachnid? And do you have any information on the disruption that's being, that is occurring inside of the Grand Hall of the Grand Connoisseur?
It's fine. Can anyone here heal?
You rush in. Lula sees you and, like, backs up because she knows you. You come in. Cressida is still unconscious, and you see, like, glassy look in her eye. The blood at this point that's down her eye has dried. She's breathing, but she is, like, totally non-responsive. There's no light or pupils or anything. As you say, can anyone in here heal? There's like a long pause as everyone, like, kind of looks amongst each other. Like, you see a lot of the the heap crew be like in the back, and then from behind the crowd of people, you hear, "Yeah?"
Hans! Oh, get in here, you old so-and-so.
You see a little, beaten down Hans walks up. This is your friend? Yeah?
Yeah, we just pulled her out of, You know what? It's fine.
Does she need, what can I be doing for her?
I'm
very bad at my German, you're gonna have to forgive me on this one. In fact, I might even drop it.
Can you tell what's wrong with her? I don't know, this isn't my area.
I would, he looks up, motions with his hands, and says, "I'm working on it!" Yelling at Arcadios.
Right, yeah. I'd eavesdrop, but I am far too stressed.
Are you gonna tell him anything, or is he just gonna, like, make a medicine check?
I'm gonna say... We pulled her out of a Mindflayer nautiloid. Is it the worst case scenario?
Oh, Mindflayers. What do I know about Mindflayers? I know that we should smite them. Yes. He's gonna go ahead and make an Arcana check to see if he knows how to deal with this. I mean, he has healing magic. It's not like he's, like, total. It's like he doesn't have guesses if he fails, but he's gonna go ahead and roll. That's actually not so hot. That is 7. He starts, like, kind of flipping through, and you hear from behind. Doesn't move or anything. He's, like, actually leaning against a table with his arms folded. You hear Davian goes, "Whatever you're going to do, I suggest you do not half-ass it. If this is a mind flayer, then time is of the essence, and so is power." Hans looks up.
So you think...
Go on, Kiana.
Well, I was just gonna... So you think it's... You think she's...
Turning.
Alive? Technically, yes. Alive as herself? That is still a question. Depends on how long it has been since you've rescued her from the evil clutches.
Less than a minute, basically.
Less than a minute. I think
Well, less than
perhaps you
like
should get to
2
work.
minutes. Yeah, okay.
He says you should get to work. He says to Hans. Hans. Yeah, all right. He's going to set her. He like takes off part of his like nice coat that he's wearing, like folds it up, puts it under her head. Lula is at this point like standing behind you, Kiana, and is just like feet are moving constantly, like tap 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 tap.
Oh,
tap,
exactly the same mood over here.
At this point, go ahead and say Virla, Danny, you guys both arrive. As you see, Hans is like laying out. You see and Ione as well. You see Hans is laying out different like little. He's pulling from his bag like little bits of herb and candles and things like that. Kind of like puts out a candle, lights it by pinching his fingers on it, like a reverse putting it out kind of situation. All right, so Virla. You have researched Mindflayers since your last dealing with them, and since the close brush with Ceramorphosis. You are aware that, by now having thought through it, there is a tadpole contained within Cressida's head. Over the course of 1 hour from it being introduced, it will eat the brain, it'll consume the brain, basically form a new brain, and then over the course of a week, transform the body into that of an illithid.
Yeah.
The first hour is extremely crucial because that is the difference between someone who is savable by like powerful means and someone who is savable by superbly powerful means.
Can I tell at which point of the Ceramorphosis she's in? Like, she hasn't turned.
Go ahead.
There are no physical signs, and so I'm
there was
assuming
no physical signs. It's been way less than a week. Like, Lula came to get you guys, so.
Yeah.
It's
My
not
hunch
And
is
we
that
plane shifted almost straight there.
Yeah, my hunch is that it's been less than an hour, but I want to be sure.
fantastic. You go ahead and make me a medicine check, please.
Okay.
I also need to
Not as good as these, but
check my notes.
that's not as good. 8.
8? Yeah,
8.
Sorry, you don't know. But I will tell you, this is what I'll tell you. If it has been soon enough, then you can use a heal spell to purge the creature from her system as a 7th level spell. A 6th level spell? I'm going to double check that. If it has been longer, the thing that you can do is crack her skull, remove the tadpole, which will kill her, and then resurrect her.
I'm going to.
I'm gonna. What I'm gonna do right now.
Relay this information to Hans, just so that we.
I'm
don't
gonna see if
freak out the
Hans
others.
has heal prepared.
Oh fuck! How about we just say
not.
for the? Yeah.
I believe it's a 6th level spell, so I think he has access to those. Let me double check. I honestly didn't even check because I didn't want to. I didn't want to like set myself up too much. Like
Hans is
knowing
like
what
getting
would happen.
ready for the wedding. He's like, why would I need heal? This is going to be a happy
Hans
occasion.
knows this crowd, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Great
knows the
food and
kinds of
drink.
shit.
That's all he has prepared.
Why would he do that? It's going to a party with food and drink.
All right.
That's
What
more
levels,
gauche than being like, oh, I got McDonald's on the way over. Don't worry about it.
The only 6th level spell he has
Bro.
is prepared is Blade Barrier,
Okay.
which would do a very good job of killing her if that is your goal. Does anyone have the diamonds or means necessary to perform a resurrection?
I still have 500 diamonds in my inventory.
I
500 gold
can
piece worth of
cast-
Does
diamonds.
Hans have resurrection?
Does
What'd you
Hans
say,
have res-
Noir?
Does Hans have resurrect? Wait, hold on. No, that's not reincarnate. Never mind.
Let me double check and see if he has any resurrection spells available.
Because I was going
Sorry.
to say,
Sophia, what were you going to say?
I have 1 3rd level spell slot and Revivify, but it would need to be like on it.
Very, very quick squid
Well,
removal.
the good news is you don't need to be super careful removing it, because your plan is to kill her anyway.
oh man, oh.
Someone is going to have to do it, though. Would anyone here like to
Just quick litmus test, or just quick like, is there time for like Kiana to run and find a healer in Sigil?
I mean, like you rolled an 8 medicine check. Like there definitely could be time. You could have like upwards of she could have been turned like had it implanted in her brain like minutes ago. You could have almost an hour.
Everett
You could
works
have been
for, like,
59
a
minutes
rich
ago.
guy.
You could have 30 seconds left.
Oh my god.
All right.
Choose Spider-Man.
Fuck you, Austin. All right, I'm going to say, I'm gonna direct to Hans and Kiana. Get her in a back room. No one else should see this. Basically.
All right, gonna take her to Elise's immaculately kept kitchen.
She doesn't need to know about this. She's
She
not
doesn't
here.
need to know.
She's on her
As
honeymoon.
we're walking over, I'm basically.
Everyone will point to the kitchen door because it's right there,
Yeah,
and
just-
say, "There's utilities in there. Tools."
Thank you.
God.
As we're walking over, I'm going to relay all the information that you just told me to Hans and the rest of them, and basically outlay that these are the options. I'll be fully like on the table. Like, I don't know how far along she is. We might have time to get a healer, but more importantly,
There is
we
one
might not.
more. There's one more thing. Hans could attempt a miracle. Hans could attempt. He's over 10th level cleric. He could attempt to call upon the divine will of his patron to
Well-
solve the problem permanently.
Can't hurt to try that first.
Yeah.
How long?
Also-
like time-wise.
Yeah,
What-
well,
what's
that
that?
takes.
I
how
believe
long?
it's just one action, actually.
Perfect.
All right, then, yeah, absolutely.
Also,
Hans.
if Athos and Davian haven't already followed us in, I'm gonna like grab Davian by the collar on our way in.
Okay, you grab. You go actually to grab date. Go ahead, make me like a contested. Make me an athletics check, but he's gonna make a contested like charisma roll.
19.
You get him. Yeah. Please, Fantastic. So yeah. So by the way, guys, you have caught up to Hans in terms of level. As
Oh, that's
powerful as
cool.
Hans was when you
That's
last dealt with him, you are on his level now. You guys come in. All right. I've never attempted this before, so please, if you would not, don't.
Time is of the
don't
essence,
watch.
Hans. Please
Just
go.
It's fine. It's fine. We won't
All right.
look.
I'm gonna roll on D&D Beyond here. I'm gonna roll 1d100. He needs to roll an 11 or lower.
D&D Beyond, you said?
Roll 20.
Oh, sorry, on roll 20. All right, here we go. He's rolling 11 or lower.
Oof.
Almost as far as
The
you could get.
exact opposite.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Thanks,
He
All right.
rolls a
Yes.
93. You watch as he's whispering under his breath, and he opens his eyes. He says, "Yeah,
Virla's looking for a butcher knife.
nothing to.
Jesus.
He does not. He's not willing to put his neck out for this one."
He's
Okay.
looking for like a meat tenderizer, just anything.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Kiana's going to give the entire pouch of 595 gold pieces worth of diamonds to Danny and walk out of the room.
Danny will let her leave and start prepping Revivify.
Before.
All right.
Okay, never mind.
One thing
Danny,
at a time,
you-
Virla.
This is a spell that takes only a single action, but it is a powerful spell. What is Danny doing to get ready for this? Is this something that it takes a lot more care than her usual spells, or is this the same kind of? Is she giving it? Does Danny cast this spell the same slapdash way she handles most of her problems?
I think in this instance, because it is not kind of a instant thing, she is able to sort of close her eyes and breathe a little and be
It
like,
does take one action.
yeah, I mean more like not in the heat of battle running by and like smacking a Revivify
Understood,
on someone.
understood.
It is like, okay, we made a plan, it's happening. Don't think Danny's doing it quite as slapdash as she would be, but she does take a second to like close her eyes, breathe in, and when she breathes out, there's like a little bit of like black smoke that comes out as she sort of gets the magic ready.
You reach down into that deep part of yourself that knows how to mend broken things. And even though you have never been a healer, what is a being if just not, another very complicated machine that needs listening to and attention and mending? Virla,
So
do you want to do it? Do you want to ask someone else to do it?
So First
Hans
of all,
does not have the stomach to do this, so
I'm going to assume that, given like the kind of exotic kinds of beasts that go through this kitchen, there is something akin to a bone saw, like literally something that has like a hacksaw type thing that can. So I'm gonna find one of those, and I'm gonna find a meat tenderizer. I'm gonna go to Athos and Davion. I'm gonna hand the bone saw to Davion and the meat tenderizer to Athos and say, scalpel or hammer. Basically asking them which one of you has the stomach to do this, because I definitely don't.
Athos and Davian will be like, Athos and Davian look at each other. Athos, the thing is like, Athos is very prepared to do things like this. This is not, something, but he's also not gentle touch. Davian is going to say, my friend, you get it started, I will see it done. Athos is gonna start it, and Davian's gonna finish it.
Straw will
You
delicate
see, though,
flower
he
curtain over the fuck.
takes the meat tenderizer, puts it down. He goes over and pulls out just a long, thin skewer.
Okay,
From a
yeah,
drawer.
whatever works.
Awful. This is so fun.
You guys all
Alright.
turn away.
Delicious.
We're not going to describe what happens, other than there's as Danny's preparing, close his eyes, Virla, you turn. There's a beat, and then Virla comes over. Davian comes over to you, Virla, and he holds up a long skewer with a silverfish-looking creature impaled on it that is going squirming around.
Danny, go.
Danny will cast Revivify, and I imagine her Revivify looks like the creature getting revived just like gets engulfed in this like completely harmless flames for just like a second or two as she casts the spell.
There is a phoenix rebirth moment as you watch flames rise up and grievous wounds close. Danny, what is Cressida pick up from Danny?
A little bit of a blue sheen to her skin, just the hint. Not fully blue, but
She's
just
a
like
drow.
She's
almost,
already kind of blue.
They're already purplish.
I'm imagining it looks a
She's
little
pretty-
like
she's pretty purple.
iridescent-y almost.
Ooh, I
Okay.
love it.
Combo.
All right.
You watch as the blue flame roars over. As it does, it kind of spreads out. It's not just like one big burst, but rather like kind of like moves across her, heals wounds, and as it does, you watch that blue sheen. Her indigo skin turns a little bit. Actually, I guess it wouldn't be indigo necessarily. It turned more indigo rather.
Ironic.
As a result. Yes, you're welcome. There's a moment, a second moment, and then she draws in breath, sits bolt upright, slams back down at the table, closes her one eye that had the thing, like, clearly is hurting her. She, like, kind of closes it and puts her hand over it, uses her other eye to survey the room, and you hear her go, I'd say I died and gone to heaven. You were a bunch of angels, but we all know that's not what's gonna happen.
Can we get you anything?
Oh.
Maybe like a plate of fried calamari or something.
You're funny.
Yeah.
I'm
Old,
glad the
too,
quipping-
so soon after.
The quipping seems to be an indication that you were okay, but still rest, drink, water.
Quipping, coping, what's the difference? Water, yes. Water, please.
You too, Lion and Twink. You got this handled because I think
You know his name.
I think Virla and I might have another person to check up on.
I will go ahead.
So the fun
and,
continues this night.
in a sense, I will shake Athos and Davion's hand, and when I clasp Davion's hand, I will say, good competence on your part.
Well, you fail enough times, it's, I was overdue, so we say.
That's probably the first time that Vera like genuinely does like take in and accept that information. That is like a genuine moment of respect from Vera to Davion.
Athos puts his hand on you, Virla, says, your confidence served her well.
All right, if you'll
She
excuse
is
us.
Daddy's already heading out the door towards where Kiana rushed off to.